Yo, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I said that wrong way. Adam's behind me. Right, we're going to be doing a kitchen today. We've grabbed the chase, we're going to stick some lights on. This is not the ideal situation for me. With a bad back, as you can tell. There we go. That already hurt. Strip out what's here. We've had to leave this till sort of last minute because trying to get hold of a kitchen plan was difficult. Not from the guy we're doing it from, but it was chopped and changed. It's just literally going to be units all the way across, cooker in the middle, sink, dishwasher, I'm not quite sure yet, extractor. There's no wall units. We've got some wall lights to sink in. We've got the switches behind us to sink in. We're also going to bring down a light in to have an LED tape on the underside of the fireplace. The cooker's not staying there. We think it's going to be knocked through and have a big open fireplace to share the rooms. All the cables have already been pulled in from the fuse board if you've been keeping up to date with the weekly videos. They're upstairs. We have got a ring main, 2.5 ring main. We've got 6mm. We've already brought the line cables over. So we're going to wait till the builders to turn up, shift their stuff out. It's not my job, and they're heavy. I could get him to do it, but he's just had a nice sausage roll. He's having to sit down. So obviously had a hard morning already. We've got some uni lights set up. We've got the SDSs. We've got the chasers. We can start making a mess without banging our heads, and I'll run you through the process. We've got the diagram on the iPad, so we'll bring that out. We'll do some lines, get the laser out, and sort of show you the system that we're going to do it in. Right, bit of a change of plan. We're actually going to come in here because the kitchen fit is actually booked in for Monday to fit the kitchens, which we're no way near. Not so much us as well as the plumber, as well as the plaster has not been done. So we're going to jump across here. We're going to get the cables in this side. We've already chased out, which we did with Jack a while ago. So I'll run you upstairs in a second. The plumbers took loads more boards up than we did, so we can utilise a bit more space and drop some stuff down. So yeah, we thought we were coming to do something. We're doing something else. Still a kitchen, and it's smaller. Sweet, win-win all around, I suppose. I'm just putting his PPE on. Oops. He's going to chase down now, and what I'm going to do, which I haven't done in a very long time, is I know when we're doing the video, these cobwebs, when we're doing the videos, I sort of skip through what we're doing. But I'm going to show you sort of the ins and the outs now. I'm just going to get a chaser out. I'll run through him using the chaser going downwards. I'll run you because this is a massive hole. This is where there was an old cooker there, even though there's a cooker there when we took it all out, to my knowledge. Drilling up, we've got to notch out bits of the chase in here and here to allow us to get into that. We're going to have to use a lot of the PGB. This is CT1 stuff, like grab and bond. We have to use some of that, let that go off. And also we've put the laser around to make sure we're getting the boxes all level. We will drill each box and get a fix in with a screw, but a lot of it will be supported by this grab and bond stuff as well. So yeah, you ready? Right, I'm just going to set the chaser up. He's going to set the depth, which I'll show you. Just one chase, to my knowledge, in here is all that's left, just in preparation in case I'm having a socket underneath. But the kitchen plan I've got for here doesn't tell you if there's a fridge or freezer, so we're doing it just in case. Right, I'm going to set the depth to 20 there with the little turn dial. Up to Adam if he wants to go up or down. I've drawn a line on it. He's got his PPE on. Got the extraction unit on. Yep, you happy? You gonna go up or down?
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna start it and then stop to make sure I'm in the right place.
Yeah. So all Adam needs to do, if he wants to get this line, is the outside of the blade there needs to be on this level here. He will push the front on to start with like that. As he engages the button and the motor turns around, he'll then push the arse end in and push it down.
Ready?
Yep. Nice and deep, as you can see there, easily get a finger in it and stuff. Excuse me, I didn't mean that. Next thing is, we'll do the notching out. This, so when you chase it, the brick comes flat, like we've got here, but we can't get into our knockouts. The cable would be an horrendous angle here and here. Adam's got is a little spade bit, whatever you want to call it, chisel bit, hammer set in. He's probably going to go up by about 2 inches. Potentially through it. I mean, that is 6 inches in it, and notch back to allow the cable to drop down, bend into the box with a nice bend, and here, and that means we're going to do that all the way around. Then get the long drill bit, drill up so we can find it in each floorboard for each one, and we can start getting some fixes. Okay. Simple as that, guys. So it looks a mess, but it makes life easier and it's easily patched up. Next thing is, we've got that down. We've got clear access to the hole in the box. SDS bit up. Right, so it's tying boxes now. You can see the laser. We want to be getting the laser really on the bottom rim. Some people do set it to the center, but I prefer to do it this way. So if we hold this in place, we are going to gunk this in, but if we've got a chance here now to try and get ourselves, yeah, I think we're better for the marksman. Get some screw fixings in to hold it in place and we can gunk it in to secure it. And we'll do that on all of them, because this is the easiest one compared to the other ones. Any fixings we can see. That, you'll manage to get that one, but this bottom one is not going to hold, but we can give it a go. Always start on the angle if you're drilling funny shaped bricks. It doesn't help, the whole brick behind is moving, so we will put some sealant and some grab bond and bond in there. The only thing I can do for this is, we'll hoover it out. Some spray would help it adhere to it a bit better, but we'll find some water spray. If not, we won't bother. Is do all these now, let it all set for about an hour while we're pulling cables in. It should have started to go off for when we want to tuck it in. Worst case scenario for today is the plaster isn't going to start doing this till the end of next week, and we've already got one more visit in before that happens, so we can let all this settle, drop our cables in, and then go around for half an hour, tuck them in just before he plasters. Right, we've got one fixing in, one screw on there, you can see it's still loose. I'm going to get some grab and bond on it. Right, I took it off. For some reason the nozzle's not working whatsoever. So, yeah, I don't know if it's because it's really cold outside and this has been sat out there, but what I do is try and cover all basis on where each edge is going to sit, where the box is going to sit. We can smush them in the corners to make sure we've got it nice. The best thing about this as well is when we push it in, we can tap the box in and get it level and let it set as well. So it doesn't matter if you put a bit too much in, we'll just squeeze around the sides and we can just cut the excess off. All right, let's give this a go. I think it's probably our favour that it's a bit more tacky, should I say, because that's like proper sitting in where we want it to sit. See what I mean? That's already hard. What I'll do is squirt a bit more in the edges, seal that up. We've got loads of tubes of this on this side. Right, we've got this side in. We've had to use quite a lot of CT1, BT1, whatever it's called. Little top tip for you though, when you do it, plaster doesn't really like sticking to it. It almost dries like silicone, so you can't really paint it, you can't really stick stuff to it. But while you're doing it, get some brick dust that you've got lots of on the floor and either blow it or throw it and pat it on. That will then leave it with the texture, which will allow the plaster and paint, you won't paint this, but it will allow stuff to grip to it and stick to it rather than it just sliding off and then creating a nightmare for the plasterer afterwards. And once you've done that, you can actually press it and push it in a little bit to the joints to get a bit more compression on it and it'll get stuck really, really well then. We've had to do it to these ones. Across. I'll stick a bit more brick dust on this. But you can pad it out, it will dry absolutely solid. When it pops through here as well, it grips the boxes even better. This one's screwed nicely on. This is for an Ethernet point. So we're going across. I'm just getting the last few now. What Adam's done, if you haven't seen previous videos, this is the first time ever, welcome. But Adam will go around now and he's drilled fixings for some all-round band that allow us to grip either cable to, or what we'll do is oval conduit in place like this.
Normally just do 3, obviously longer runs, put more in, or like the lighting one, just put 1 in.
Yeah, and what's it, 5-hole cut?
Yeah, 5 loops, like, yeah. And then just grab it and then, sometimes you have to pinch it in a bit to get it straight, but when you tighten it, just...
And one little word of warning, when you do these, when you cut these become razor sharp. And trust me, I know, because I've sliced my fingers on it many times. When you're drilling it, sort of just let go and let it go in, because if it spins in your hand, you're losing your fingertips. Right, we just had a bit of a lunch break. Boxes are all in. Adam's just carrying on, last few things to do. So what I'm going to do now is just run the 6mm up, do a huge coil to hopefully the right length upstairs for the time being. So what we use is the Rumpertech. It's got a proper name. It's like the XB. Oh, here it is.
It's
XB 300. This is the small one, sort of for domestic. I bought a massive drum of 6mm for this job. That just sits on there, spins around. You have got the adapter wherever it is that sort of clips on top, but it just allows me, with it, doing stuff without Adam, it's a lot easier. If you do work by yourself, I would highly recommend you invest. Just gonna slot that up for now, and we'll find it up in the loft. So this is what I mean about the plumber taking boards up, which is nice. We've got voids here, but no voids here. Right, that should be our hole. Here it is. Go on then, Ad. Feed it up for us, me mate. I hit the camera. Yeah, that's fine, mate. I'll leave that with me. I'll pull off the drum. So all we want to do is make sure we've got enough to go from here, top of the steps, and the board's going in the room outside. Right, we'll snip that down. But you can see it's been about an hour for these boxes, and already that's absolutely, well, except for that side, that bit's rock hard. So I'll be quite happy just to feed the cable into that, and then be a bit more careful this side. There's that, slip some oval on it. I'm not going to push this back yet because we've also got a wall light, so there's a 1mm feed to come into here. So, but that's going to sit behind this oval. Right, I've never clicked record on this bit. Well, we've got the sockets in, we've got lighting in, that goes across, and all that sort of stuff over here. The boxes are still a bit too wet for us to play with. I tried to do it with the cooker a minute ago, just pulled it completely out of skew. So I've re-gunked it up, re-leveled it up with the laser. It's not worth it. We're back here next week. We can level it up. Sorry, we can level it up. Put everything in the conduit. It's very straightforward. It's a great little method. There's other ways you can do it. You can just clip it directly to the brickwork. You don't have to put conduit on it whatsoever. There's nothing in the regs to say you do it. We just like to do it. It's good practice. It just saves the cables from the plasterer's trowel and anything like that. But we are going to do a video very soon. I think we're going to do it next door. We're going to try and do it in oval conduit. We're going to do it in flexicon. We're going to do it in solid conduit. We're going to clip it direct and then show you the several different ways you can actually physically do it, of all being within regulations, but all being completely different, which should be an interesting video. Ad, is there anything you want to add? Ad, is there anything you want to add to the video?
Rhino trade insurance, get amongst it.
If you want any rhino trade insurance, if you want any trade insurance to do with public liability, personal indemnity, tool cover, and all that sort of stuff, use my code Bundy10 at rhinotradeinsurance.co.uk or .com. It'll be a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care now. Bye bye then.
Bye.